Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire are two of my all-time favorite Pokemon games. After completing Pokemon X and Y, my eyes were locked on my old cartridge of Alpha Sapphire, which I bought in 2014 and have spent well over 3,000 hours playing. In Alpha Sapphire, the shiny odds changed from 1 in 8,192 to 1 in 4,096. And the game introduced a bunch of new shiny hunting methods that I really wanted to try out. So why not do a hardcore Nuzlocke where I can only use shiny Pokemon? All the rules are in the description if you guys want to check that out. Get yourself comfy, grab some snacks, and let's see if I can defeat Pokemon Alpha Sapphire with only shiny Pokemon. Our journey started in the back of a moving truck. It chose my character and suddenly got slapped by nostalgia. I broke in my neighbor's home and introduced myself to May while her dad got mauled by a Poochyena in the forest. After hearing the commotion, I made my way to Birch. Now I had to make an important decision. Which starter was I gonna pick? The problem is with these starters is that they're all great, but the one that always performs best during playthroughs is Swampert. Its ground water typing makes it weak only to grass type moves, and it's especially strong against the several gym leaders and the final battle against champion Steven. This shiny hunt is none other than the classic method of soft resetting, and after only 488 soft resets, oh, shiny Mudkip. That's fast. Okay, it's already here. The shiny Mudkip. We can actually start our run. Let's receive a Mudkip. We gotta nickname this a Mudkip as well. So I was thinking of nicknaming him something, but someone already used it. I hope you guys don't mind because I really want to nickname him Queso. It's Queso. Queso the Mudkip. And if you want to nickname one of my Pokemon in the upcoming runs, then just comment down below. Say the typing and then the nickname, and I might pick it for the next video. With Queso fresh on the team, I said goodbye to my mom, who responded with this very memorable message. If anything happens, you can always come home. That actually really pulled on my heartstrings. I then made my way to Route 102 where I wanted to shiny hunt for a new team member, and it was none other than Ralts. Ralts eventually evolves into God of War, a strong psychic type, an OG Pokemon from the Hoenn region, a must-have for any Nuzlocker. Sadly, this Pokemon only has a 4% chance of appearing, and doing phases is almost 100% guaranteed. And after 3,528 encounters, oh, shiny Ralts! Shiny Ralts! Holy shit, the shiny Ralts! Haha, nice! Holy shit! There is no way. There is no way. That's a first phase shiny Ralts. That's insane! 4%! And it so happens to be a shiny. It's on the screen. And it's looking at the shiny Mudkip here. It doesn't have teleport. But we captured it. We got it. We freaking got it. Shiny freaking Ralts. Give it a nickname. Sure. It's Mel. I kind of want to evolve it into a God of War. Kind of criminal, I know. I nicknamed the Ralts Sapphire. So this Ralts was extremely lucky. But it can get even crazier because apparently this Ralts had a modest nature. Oh my god. A perfect nature for a God of War. Now, with 2 shinies under my belt, I had to show them off to my dad. During my visit, Wally showed up and I had to help him catch her Ralts. Oh man, bless this kid. Bless him. For some reason, watching him catching that Ralts gave me a vision that one day we would have an epic rival battle.
Our battle will be legendary!
Roxanne was the first gym leader I had to face, but on my way to Roostbow City, I came across a scientist who was about to get mugged. Queso had other plans and made quick work of the Team Aquacron, but for some reason, it felt like someone was watching me. This is Pokemon team checking in. The mission is a no-go. A little something cropped up and it got in the way. Who is that, guys? Who is that? The rock type gym was going to be a breeze unless you picked Torchic. So basically my victory was already set in stone. She led with Geodude, which I could easily bring down with Queso. I used Water Gun, bringing it down to activate Sturdy, while she retaliated with Rock Tomb, lowering my speed. She healed the next turn, giving me a chance to KO the Geodude. Next up was Nosepass, which mostly turned into a tackle, growl and Water Gun fight that resulted in me earning the stone badge from Roxanne. While leaving the gym, I heard some commotion nearby. The same professor from Petalburg Woods somehow got robbed again. How do you get robbed again? I chased down Team Aqua Grunt, but then I came to the conclusion that he robbed someone else. What am I to do? We're just out here on a walk and Pico and we were attacked by an old thug. The scoundrel made off with my darling Pico. Where are you, Pico? I got rid of the Grunt and got Pico back, along with the Devon parts. Like it was nothing. Not that I almost lost Queso in the process. I returned the stolen items and I was introduced to Mr. Stone, who's the owner of Devon Corporation and the father of Steven Stone. He asked if I could deliver a letter to his son, who is currently at Grand Cave next to Dewford Town. Since we saved Pico, the old man gives us a free ride on his boat and we make our way to Dewford. Before delivering the letter though, I had to visit the second gym, which was also located in Dewford Town. With a Psychic type Pokemon and a freshly evolved Queso, I felt really good about facing Brawly, since he only uses Fighting type Pokemon. Brawly led with his Machop, and I sent in Sapphire, who had a 4 times resistance to Fighting type moves. After 2 quick confusions, he was forced to send in his ace Pokemon, Makuhita. I switched into Queso just to be safe, and we started throwing mud and sand at each other. I'm not sure where he gets all the sand from, since the floor in his gym is almost shining like a mirror. But anyway, just like in rock, paper, scissors, mud beats sand. And that resulted in me coming out on top. So I obtained the second gym badge from Brawly. I made my way to Granite Cave, where I found Steven Stone. He's studying ancient writings about the main legendary Pokemon of the game, while also giving the player glimpses of where the story is going. Eventually he starts putting too much dip on his chip and begins muttering to himself, not realizing we are literally standing right behind him. Eventually he notices us and we give him the letter. In return, he gives us TM51, Steel Wing. After getting dropped off by Mr. Brinny in Slayport City, I entered the Oceanic Museum, where I found Mr. Stern, waiting for the Devon parts. Before I could hand them over, Team Aqua's leader Archie arrived. Bro had a massive glow up and had to show off his drip. I expected a battle, but he basically called me a scamp and just walked away.
Damn.
Not really sure what that was about. Anyway,
Mission success.
I was about to enter Route 110 when I suddenly got stopped by none other than Licia and Ali. They were looking for someone they could scout for the contest hall. Something I really wasn't interested in. In Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby, it is actually possible to obtain a decent item through contesting, the Lucario Knight. However, in order to get that item, you have to complete all 5 Master Rank contests and defeat Licia. This Megastone is considered one of the hardest Megastones to obtain in ORAS, and I actually went out of my way to get it in my original cartridge. Yeah, don't even ask. After getting through that long cutscene, I left the contest hall and made my way to Route 110, where I want to shine hunt for my next team member. I didn't really have any particular Pokemon in mind. I would have been happy with anything. And after only 140 encounters... Oh, shiny Electrike. Shiny Electrike. What the... My mic was gone. He wasn't there. Shiny Electrike showed up really fast. I'm shiny hunting for like 22 minutes. Oh, sick. I have a bunch of Pokeballs. Great Ball would be the perfect ball for this Pokemon, I think. 1, 2, 3.
Yes!
And we got it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I'm super surprised actually. I'm a bit lost for words. Thor, it shall be. Okay, let's continue. With Thor on the team, I trained for our toughest battle yet, since I was about to face the most notorious rival battle on Route 110, also known as the Nuzlocke killer battle against May. At first glance, this doesn't seem like a hard fight, But since May has a starter Pokemon that can use a move that is 4 times effective against my starter Pokemon, it makes it the worst possible matchup. Even after Sapphire evolved into Kirlia, my gut feeling was telling me that something was about to go wrong. How about a little battle? I'd rather not. 3 against 3. She leads with a Slugma. Melee with Slugma. And my lead was 4. So we were already off to a great start. I switched into Queso when she went for Incinerate, which did minimal damage. Queso went for Mudshot, almost killing Slugma in one hit. The next Mudshot finished it off, putting us in the lead. She was about to send out her Grovyle, so I switched into Thor, hoping I could paralyze her Grovyle with Spark or Thor's static ability. She went for Pursuit while I used Spark, which resulted in her getting paralyzed. I set up on Howl while she went for Fury Cutter, putting me at half health, which forced me to heal Thor. Thankfully she got paralyzed, giving me a free heal. Spark did minimal damage even after Howl, and she went for another Fury Cutter, which did more damage than the first one. Eventually her Grovyle hit red health, which activated her Overgrow ability, and she finished off Thor with an Overgrow boosted Mega Drain, resulting in our first death of the run. He was only there for one battle. Ah, rip. I had no other choice than send in Sapphire and attack with Confusion, and hoping it would finish off the Grovyle. But it didn't. She went for another boosted Mega Drain, putting Sapphire over half health. Yeah, things were not looking good. I had to hope that Confusion could kill it, or that the Grovyle would get paralyzed. And it did.
Come on!
Arceus was literally watching over us and blasted us with a paralyze at the right moment, making sure I could seal the deal with one more Confusion. Oh, we managed to get out of that situation. Her last Pokemon was Wilmer, and I had to take it out with Queso. It was mainly a tackle and water gun fight, and surprisingly, Wilmer and Queso had a speed tie. When both Pokemon reached yellow health, Wilmer went for Whirlpool, trapping me in the battle so I couldn't switch and doing a little damage every single turn. This was it. I had to kill the Wilmer this turn, or I would lose Queso as well. I pressed my move. She won the speed tie and went for Astonish, where she had a chance to flinch me. And it didn't. Oh my god, we made it out. What a nerve-wracking battle. After this close fight, I knew I had to log in and get some new team members. I eventually made it to Marvel City, where I met up with Wally, who really wanted to battle me. Against my will, I had to beat him, but he was glad that I didn't hold back, and he said he would be stronger next time we battled. The same goes for me, since my team was looking pretty empty. So to get new team members, I went to Granite Cave, and after 4,312 encounters, oh, shiny. Shiny. It's shiny Sableye. I've never really got it in a walkthrough, so it would be cool to use it. But it's definitely a trickster. 1, 2, 3.
Yes!
We got the shiny Sableye. And then this happened. Queso grew to level 22. That means he's over level for the gym, so I can't use him in the gym. Rip. That sucks. I named my Sableye Mustard. But let me explain why it was really bad that Marshtomp leveled up. Watson was the next gym leader. Most of his team consists of Steel and Electric type Pokemon, which are 4 times weak to ground type moves. But since Queso was over leveled, I couldn't use Marshtomp anymore. Oh well, just use Kirlia and you'll be fine. That wouldn't be the case, since Kirlia is part Fairy and is weak to Steel type moves. Also, every move that Sapphire has will be weak against Watson's Steel type Pokemon. I had to look for a new team member, preferably an Aaron, who would be good against the next gym. So I'll see you guys as soon something else shines. Ciao. Oh, shiny Zubat. Let's freaking go. A shiny. Let's go. A shiny Zubat. It will not really be good against the upcoming gyms. But I mean, it's a shiny. Let's capture this thing. I think I got this in the back. Just like that. Give it a nickname. Sure thing. Fang the Zubatsu. Zubat wasn't really the Pokemon I was looking for, but it will be very useful later on. Now I had to beat Watson with Sapphire, Fang, and Mustard. After some brainstorming, I found a way to actually have a chance against Watson. And now it was time to set the plan in motion. Watson led with Magnemite, and I started with Mustard since she is the key part of the plan. You see, Sableye can learn Power Up Punch, and with each punch, its attack stat raises by 1 stage. And because Sableye has Shadow Sneak, it can always outspeed and get some good damage in. But I get Thunder Wave. I went for Shadow Sneak to bypass the Para, but it didn't work. Magnemite used Volt Switch and switched out into Voltorb. Voltorb only used Charge, so I could get 2 free power punches in. Magnemite came back in, but Volt switched out again, which gave me the opportunity to deal a ton of damage to the Magneton. We both healed our Pokemon, but then Magneton got scared and Volt switched into Magnemite, which gave me an opening to kill it, and I got paralyzed. Thankfully, Shadow Sneak landed and clapped the Magnemite. Magneton came back in. The best thing I could do now was use Shadow Sneak and deal as much damage as possible to the Magneton. Mustard gave it her all, but sadly died to a Volt Switch, resulting in the second death of the run. Sapphire was up next, but got confused by Magneton. But Sapphire pulled through the confusion and used Confusion. Are you still following? Magneton used Magnet Bomb, doing so much damage that Sapphire went straight into red health. Sapphire got confused again, but broke free by some miracle and killed the Magneton. The Dynamo badge is ours. Thank you, Mustard. Without you, we would have never made it. Oh, that's 2 dead shinies. Oh man, I really gotta lock in. There was so much luck involved in that. Our next destination would be Valabor Town. I met May right outside of Marvel City and we made our way to Valabor Town. There, I came across a really tired looking adult man who was looking for a secret hut. Right. As soon as I arrived in Valabor Town, May came running up to me saying that another professor was being harassed by Team Aqua at Meteor Falls. Can these evil organizations just leave these professors alone? I didn't know that being a professor in this region would be such a dangerous profession. As soon as I entered Meteor Falls, I saw Shelly and I knew that it was a serious matter. And Shelly challenged me and May to a double battle. The battle ended with 0 casualties, since they paid all their attention to May and not me. After getting beaten, they still stole whatever they needed from the professor, while May and I stared angrily at the evil organizations. Yeah, really intimidating there, guys. Eventually Maxi showed up, introducing himself to us, but we were still not impressed. I can say with 100% certainty that Maxi just doesn't have the same vibe as Archie. I vibe way more with Archie than with Maxi. Anyway, after the incident at Meteor Falls, I decided to shiny hunt just outside of Valabor Town on Route 114 for a new team member. You could find Swablu, Lombre, Survivor, and Surskit here. And after 1,806 encounters... Oh, shiny Lombre. A shiny Lombre. Okay. Hello, Lombre. I was, I think, in the middle of a yawn and then the shiny Lombre showed up, which is a cool Pokemon since there's a lot of water types in this generation. Maybe I can create like a full rain team. Sadly, it takes a bit of time to get a water stone. We'll see about that though, but first we gotta catch it. Also, fun detail, the Lombre, Lotad and Ludicolo line are based off the Kappa, a Japanese legend. And we got it while I was yapping. I'm gonna call this Lombre Lilith. Lilith, the Lombre. We got a 4th team member. In the original Ruby and Sapphire, you could get a water stone as soon as you obtained the move Dive. But sadly, this only happens after you defeat the 7th gym leader, which is way too late in the game. Thankfully, in ORAS they added a new method of getting evolution stones earlier by EV training your Pokemon. You basically play some minigames and eventually you reach a certain point where you can receive an evolution stone. So while I was doing that for an evolution stone, I EV trained all my Pokemon, and I planned on doing the same thing for all the Pokemon I would catch later on. So shortly after some EV training, Lambre evolved into Ludicolo. It was time to do some adult things, since Archie was at the summit of Mount Chimney attempting to use the stolen meteorite in a machine to make the volcano dormant. Not sure how that is a bad thing, honestly, but oh well. Oh. Your Team Aqua cursed there to impede the Great Maxi. After the embarrassing monologue, I confronted Archie and we started to battle. I led with Lilith and Archie started with his Mariana. Lilith used cheeky fake out and continued her rampage with Bubble. Mariana had enough of her nonsense and roared her out, dragging Fang out of his Pokeball. We used Confuse Ray, because that's basically what this Pokemon does, and we got hit by Assurance, which did minimal damage. Fang responded with a wing attack, bringing the Mariana into red health. Mariana then hit itself in confusion and fainted. Then Archie sent out his ace, Sharpedo. Sharpedo went for Assurance and I expected it to do a bunch of damage. But then I realized that I had EV trained Lilith with max HP and defense, so Sharpedo wasn't much of a threat anymore. I responded with a few absorbs and made light work of Sharpedo. Then his Golbat came out and apparently wanted a bat versus bat fight, so Fang was up next. We confused each other a couple times and hit ourselves. And each other now and then. You know what, I will spare you the details, but in the end we defeated Archie and he had to flee. Speaking of fleeing, Flannery and Norman should start running since I was coming for them next. I hiked down Volcano and eventually reached Lava Ridge Town. The next gym leader would be Flannery and her fire type Pokemon, but since we had 2 strong water types on our team, I wasn't worried at all. The only thing I had to stop her from doing was setting up Sunny Day and we would be blessed. Her first Pokemon was Slugma, and my lead was Queso. Queso started with a Mach Shot, which easily one-shotted the Slugma. Then her Normal came out, but just like Slugma, it was in one hit KO. Her ace Torkoal was next, and survived a Mud Shot from Queso. Alright Torkoal, I see you. Torkoal started setting up Curse. Nothing to worry about. I went for Water Gun this time, hoping it would do a bit more damage, but it did about the same. Torkoal got another curse up. Next turn, she healed, and I just went for another Mud Shot. I missed. I want to give Flannery a chance to do something. I definitely missed on purpose, guys. Come on. This time the Mud Shot landed, but she got a Sunny Day up. Right, now I'm slowly getting itchy. Luckily the next Mud Shot finished the Torkoal. Easy peasy, and we got the Heat Badge from Flannery. My next opponent was none other than my own father. In no other Pokemon game do you have to face a member of your own family, making this fight a truly special battle. I like how they handled it in this remake, setting the tone, building up the moment and giving the battle more meaning than in the original games. Today was the day my dad would be my rival, and I would settle things once and for all. I trained my Pokemon, entered his gym, defeated his underlings, and now it was time for a match. Today, I will surpass you, being able to have a real battle with my own son like this. But a battle is a battle. I'll do everything within my power as a gym leader to win. You would better give it your best shot too, Dennis. Norman's gym battle was infamous in the older games because of his team. He had 3 Pokemon, a Vigoroth and 2 Slackings. Vigoroth wasn't much of a threat, but the Slackings were a real problem. Slacking has almost legendary level stats, making it feel like you're battling a legendary Pokemon. However, it has one glaring weakness, its ability, Truant, which temporarily prevents it from moving every other turn. Since Ludicolo had Fake Out, you could use it right when Slacking was about to move. So with some switching, attacking and well-timed Fake Outs, I defeated his first Slacking like it was nothing. His Vigoroth came out and I thought that it was going to be pretty tricky and that it would deal a lot of damage. But since Lilith had max HP and defense, it did surprisingly minimal damage. After many absorbs, Vigoroth went down. and Norman had to send out his stronger slacking. The stronger slacking, just like his first one, was more of the same. Fake out, confuse it, and hit it as hard as possible with queso. Hey, what can I say? I just don't want another Pokemon to die, you know? You gotta do what you gotta do. The slacking snapped out of its confusion sometimes, which made me nervous. But in the end, our tactic worked, and the battle was over before I knew it. We defeated my dad. I can't believe it. I lost to Dennis. I will give you this. You can also be proud. But as a father, it makes me both happy and a little sad. Ah, Dennis, Mr. Norman. It's Wallen. Come on, Dennis. Let's go together. And we're in Marvel. I'll see you later, Dennis. I'm going straight to Route 118. Let's definitely have a battle next time we meet. It's a promise, okay? And you can't break a promise. Bless this kid, man. I entered Route 118 and crossed the river, thanks to the move Surf, which I received from Wally's dad. On the opposite side, there was a fisherman who generously gave me a good rod, which will be useful later during our journey. Out of nowhere, Steven Stone and I crossed paths and shook hands. During our chat, Latios made an appearance and told us, in a way, that Latios was in trouble. There's a really cool side mission in Ores where you go to the southern islands very early in the story. In the older games, this only happens after you finish the main story. Apparently Team Aqua was trying to get their hands on Latias and a Megastone, and Latias can sense human intentions and knew they were coming. We get introduced to Matt, a very interesting guy who wants to fight us in a double battle, not knowing he's literally challenging the champion of the region. They lead with a Sharpedo and a Grimer, and I lead with Queso, while Steven sends out a Metang. Alright dude, you're not fooling anyone. We all know you have a fully evolved Mega Metagross in the back. We make quick work of the Team Aqua guns and chase them off. Since I've proven my worth to Steven and Latias, he gives us a Mega Bracelet, and Latias wants to join the party. In this game, it is actually possible to shine hunt this Pokemon, but since it's a legendary Pokemon and it's a really long process to do the resets, I decided to pass on shiny hunting Latias. This moment is also one of the reasons why this game is considered easy, since you get a legendary Pokemon after the 5th gen that can Mega Evolve. Anyway, we traveled back thanks to Latias, and I set my sights on the Weather Institute at the end of Route 119. But during this walk, something I had been waiting for finally happened. It is time! Sapphire is evolving into God of War. There we go. Your Sapphire evolved into God of War. Shiny God of War. Cool. I reached the Weather Institute in no time and noticed that Team Aqua was blocking the bridge. Apparently Shelly was harassing more scientists, and she had discovered what the consequences would be if Team Aqua continued their plans. Because of that, she became extremely upset with me, and she challenged me to a battle. I took down her Sharpedo with no effort, and she gave us a hint about where Archie was. I continued my journey towards Fortress City, where I encountered May, who immediately forced me into a battle. But May, this isn't Route 110 anymore. Here, I have the advantage, since it's raining non-stop. And now that I have a Crobat, we're not going to struggle against you. Times have changed. After a rival battle, I wanted to shiny hunt for our next team member. And remember when I told you guys about the fishing rod? I was about to do some fishing encounters, also known as chain fishing. Chain fishing is the fastest way to get a shiny Pokemon. Each Pokemon you reel in increases your odds of finding a shiny. On this route, you can get a 100% encounter rate of Feebas if you fish under the bridge. And after 159 fishing encounters, oh, shiny Feebas. Let's go. Shiny Feebas is on the screen. Please be female. It is female.
Perfection.
That's absolutely perfect. Hey, shiny Feebas. Yeah, and this game, chain fishing, is OP. So I'm gonna capture this thing.
Yes!
And we got it. Easy peasy. Give it a nickname. Sure. I'm gonna call this Feebas Mizu, which means in Japanese water. I gotta grind that thing up and also EV train it as well. To evolve Feebas into Milotic, you need to feed it certain berries. Most of them are blue berries that increase its beauty stats. When Feebas reaches maximum beauty, it will evolve into Milotic. Luckily in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire you can mix berries with the Pokeblock kit to create Pokeblocks, which increases its beauty stats much faster. Also on Route 123 you can find the Berry Master's house, where you can get free berries daily. It also includes a garden where you can plant many berries. So after some gardening, EV training and a bit of waiting, I managed to gather enough blueberries to evolve Mizu into a Milotic. Shiny Milotic is on the screen. This team is looking so juicy. We only need one Pokemon on the team. And then we have like a full rain team almost. Our team is ready for the madness. My next opponent was Winona and a flying type Pokemon. My first plan was to set up Rain Dance to boost my team water type moves and abilities. She led with a Swallow and I sent out Queso. Swallow used Aerial Ace while I went for Rain Dance. Winona used Double Team after, but by some miracle, Rock Slide still connected and dealt massive amount of damage, almost knocking out the Swallow. That gave me the perfect opportunity to switch into Mizu since Winona was going to heal her Swallow. I used Rain Dance boosted Surf, which easily one-shotted the Swallow. I guess Winona felt cornered after that because she immediately sent out her ace, Altaria. Since Altaria is part Dragon type, I switched into Sapphire. Sapphire went for Dazzling Gleam and absolutely obliterated the Altaria. Oh snap! Absolutely destroyed. Yikes. Skarmory was up next, so I switched back into Mizu. Winona was clearly hoping for some RNG shenanigans, but Mizu shut that shit down quickly with a fast Surf, almost taking out Skarmory. The next Surf finished it off. Pelipper was her final Pokemon. It instantly went for Protect when Sapphire entered the field, as if it already knew what was about to happen. I went for Psychic, and with that, I earned the Feather Badge from Winona. Next on the to-do list was traveling to Lilycove City. Along the way, Queso leveled up to 36, which meant he could evolve. Queso is evolving into Swampert. Queso evolved into a Swampert. That's Mega Evolve. We got the Swampert right. And here we go. What a juggernaut. What an absolute unit of a Pokemon. Oh, he's so jacked. Since our team was getting stronger and stronger, I thought it would be the perfect moment to complete our team with one last member. The final Pokemon that would fit perfectly on this team is Magnezone. Magnezone resists electric and grass type moves, which are big weaknesses of other Pokemon in the team. It is also immune to poison type Pokemon, which would help Sapphire. It also resists many other types, and it would help us in the final gym battle against Wallace. Magnemite can be found at New Marville and can evolve into Magnezone if it levels up in that location. This time, I was going to do some Horde encounters, a method where you can use a Pokemon with the move Sweet Scent, and 5 Pokemon appear at the same time. After catching an Oddish, I made my way to New Marville, and after 2,720 encounters, Wait. I saw that. I think that's a shiny. I think there's a shiny on the screen. I think it is. Yes, I knew it. I saw it. I saw the sparkle coming off. And I'm also not listening to the audio, so I didn't hear it. But that is a shiny Magnemite. That's a shiny Magnemite. I saw that. Because the problem is like sometimes the Pokemon are not on the screen really, so you can't really see it. But as you guys can see, the Magnemite all the way on the left, it's blocked by the HP bar, which sometimes is really annoying. I saw that. I'm actually quite proud about that. I think a Great Ball. I think Great Ball should be okay. It was a 50-50 on the Magnemite and Voltorb. And we got it. I already know what the nickname is gonna be. Give nickname? Yes. Okay, I'm gonna steal this one real quick. It's gonna be Zip, zap, zop. We got another shiny. Y'all, this might be actually crazy, but I just checked the nature of Zip Zap Zop. What do you think the nature is of Zip Zap Zop? Exactly. It's freaking Moldus nature. That is just too OP.
3 hours later.
Zip Zap Zop is evolving. He evolves. Here we go. We got a Magnezone. I quickly made my way to Mount Pyre, where Archie stole the correct orb this time.
Yoink.
And made a quick escape. They were planning to steal the submarine at Slayport City, so I made my way over there. But I was already too late. I tracked them down to their secret base in Lithgow City. I mean, I gotta say, Team Aqua has a really sick base designer. I mean, look at the entrance. I got to Team Aqua's submarine, which they completely changed in 5 minutes. Who is this designer? They really gotta give him a raise. Archie escaped from me yet again. But since Archie left in a hurry, he forgot to lock his office, which gave me the opportunity to steal some items. But I guess Archie was prepared for that. Never mind, one of them is a bomb. Oh my god, that actually... I had to chase Archie, and the only way to do that was getting the Dive HM, which I would receive after defeating the creepy twins in Moss Deep. Since my team was fully water based, I wasn't too worried about the twins, since they have a Soul Rock and a Lunatone. I led with Lilith and Queso. Let's go, Mega Queso! Lilith faked out the Soul Rock and Lunatone went for Light Screen. Queso responded with a Rain Dance. Queso then outspeed and used Rock Slide, clinching the Soul Rock for a second time. Lilith used Surf, hitting Queso but dealing barely any damage. Lunatone responded with a Psychic crit on Lilith. Thanks to Rain Dish, she regained a bit of health. Mizu took Queso's place and Lilith went for another Rain boosted Surf, knocking out the Lunatone. Solrock used Rock Slide but did barely any damage. Lilith and Mizu's Rain Dance plus Surf combo was enough to seal the deal. The 7 gym badge was ours. Not that it really mattered, since a massive explosion of energy burst out of the ocean. Steven looked shocked and gave me a quick status report, then instructed me to use the HM dive to access the seafloor cavern where the beam was coming from. He said he would help me after finishing his duties, which sounded a bit vague and honestly something he could have done later since the end of the world was getting near. I made my way to the seafloor cavern where I found Team Aqua's submarine. After moving some oddly placed boulders, I reached Archie and Maxi, or should I say Archie and his bitch. I was now Archie's final obstacle, and he wanted to settle things once and for all. Archie led with his Mightyena, and I started the battle with Lilith. Since Lilith has maximum defense, Mightyena wasn't much of a threat, and after 2 skulls and 1 ice beam, it fell. Next Pokemon was Muk, so I switched into Swampert, which unfortunately didn't have Earthquake, but did set up Rain, something that would be useful later in the fight. Archie focused on lowering Swampert's stats, and when Queso missed Muddy Water, Muk landed a gunk shot, dealing heavy damage. Now I had to switch into Zip Zap Zop, which completely shut Archie down. Thanks to Rain, Thunder never missed, and Muk went down. Crobat came out next, but Zip Zap Zop quickly took care of it, forcing Archie to send in his ace, Sharpedo. This Sharpedo could Mega Evolve, and with a strong crunch, it brought Zip Zap Zop down to yellow HP, but didn't manage to knock it out. Zip Zap Zop used the Volt Switch, and with that, we defeated Archie in our final showdown. My face. I'm not really looking that intimidating. Perfect, you're just as great as any little hero trying to save the world out of be. I will use the power of this blue orb to awaken Kyogre at last. Archie! Shelly? That's enough! Can't you see the world of you dream of and the world that Kyogre will create are 2 completely different places? I always believed that you at least would understand my dreams. But no, in the end, the only one I can depend on is you, Kyogre.
Ernest Washington with the real goddamn weather report. So if you stay out here and
Well, we're fucked. Where's Steven? Steven! Help! Oh, speaking of the devil, he's right there. We all gathered into top of the city. Archie, Maxie, Shelly, Wallace, Steven, and me. This team could definitely stop the Asian Pokemon, but at the end of the day, they decided to send me into the Cave of Origin. A 12-year-old trainer with only 7 badges. What in the world were they thinking? Just as I was about to enter the cave, May showed up. And honestly, I felt a lot less worried. Thanks, May. I made my way into the Cave of Origin, and at the end of the tunnel, Kyogre was waiting for me. I put on my aqua suit, and I jumped onto Kyogre's back. Not sure why Kyogre let me stop him, but I will take it. Sadly, Kyogre is in this game shiny locked, so I can't shiny hunt it. Otherwise, I definitely would. Prime Kyogre looks so cool, but I can't decide whether I like Groudon or Kyogre more. Thanks to the Master Ball I borrowed from Archie, I was able to catch Kyogre with no casualties. A bit of an anticlimactic ending, but hey, I didn't want a team member to die here. The thunderstorms disappeared and I saved the world from its end. And peace was restored. Just now my heart felt like it was about to be crushed by uncertainty and terror. Now it feels like it's been softly set at ease. You caused a big fuss there when you almost brought about the downfall of the world, you big dolt. Farewell. See ya. Phew. And it's finally just the two of us again. It seems like you just keep getting further and further ahead of me. I even started to feel like you've gone somewhere that I can't even reach. It's pretty lonely, you know? Not. What would you think if I really said something like that? See you later. You know what time it is. It's time for the last gym. Exactly. Wallace was our last obstacle before challenging the Elite Four. Wallace is a specialist in water type Pokemon. And since we both have water types, this was going to be an interesting match. Wallace's first Pokemon was Luftdisk and mine was a Zip Zap Zop. I thought there was going to be a breeze. But it's currently faster than me. And it does nothing. Of course, we got confused. We hit ourselves because why not? Another water pulse. It's coming our way. And we hit ourselves again. Crit. What? Am I gonna get confused again? Thank you. We're just gonna ignore that. Wallace wasn't playing games. He wanted to send out his ace, Milotic. But guess what? I was also not holding back. It's time. All right. Pause that. That was nothing. And there goes Milotic. Next was Whiscash, which is 4 times weak to grass type moves. So the best switch was Lilith. I expected Grassnot to one-shot the Whiscash, but it didn't. The second Grassnot finished it off. Celio was coming out. So my plan was to Thunderbolt it with Sapphire. Celios are thick seals, so one non-step Thunderbolt wasn't enough. And since Waterfall did decent damage, I switched into Swampert, just in case, who finished it off with an Earthquake. His final Pokemon was Seeking, and honestly, this Seeking is the scariest Pokemon on Wallace's team, since it has Horn Drill, a one-hit KO move. Because of that, I switched into Crobat, hoping I could bait the Seeking into going for an Ice-type move, and quickly U-turn into Zip Zap Zop to finish it off. Seeking went for Rain Dance, activating its Swift Swim ability, and giving it a speed boost. Because Zip Zap Zop was low, I had to heal him since he was going to get hit first. But the Seeking actually went for Oh my god, it missed. It missed. It missed. Oh no. Nah, man. Nah. We're not doing this. Not now. Oh no. It went for waterfall. Okay. Kill it. Yes, let's go. Oh man, that horn drill got me sweating. That was not cool. But hey, we did it. We got the rain badge from Wallace. I guess we're going to Victory Road. With 8 badges under our belt, it was time to head to Victory Road. But I wasn't the only one who had earned all 8 badges. That person was already waiting for me at the end of Victory Road. Ah, Dennis. I bet you must be surprised to see me in a place like this. It was really all thanks to you that I could make it this far, Dennis. It was only because I lost to you back then that I could become even stronger. I'm sure that you and your Pokemon must have had to overcome a lot too. Everyone grown so much. Standing here facing you again gives me chills. But I won't give up. I won't lose anymore. My Pokemon have given me the courage and strength to fight. I have to win for their sake. So get ready. Here I come. Wally came prepared for this fight, even bringing a Megastone with him. I'm really glad that Auras gave him this so much more character development. We've seen him grow from a boy who was unsure of himself to someone who now steps into the battle with real confidence. That growth gives this moment so much more meaning. But that's enough about that. Let's focus on the battle at hand. Wally leads with Altaria, immediately putting me in a corner. Luckily, Lilith has Ice Beam and nearly one-shot of the Altaria. But I also get the freeze. That gives me the perfect opportunity to set up Rain Dance, which will be huge for the rest of this battle. Altaria is still frozen solid, so one more Ice Beam finishes it off. Really unlucky for Wally there. Next up is Roselia, so I switch into Fang. The U-turn does great damage, and I switch into Zip Zap Zop, who will resist grass. Roselia sets up Leech Seed, which slowly drains my health, but a Flash Cannon puts an end to it. Now Wally sends out his Delcatty, with the rain still up. Thunder would be perfect, but Wally predicts it and goes for Sing, putting Zip Zap Zop to sleep. I have to switch because of Leech Seed, so Mizu comes in. The Scald, followed up by a rain boosted Surf, is just too much for Delcatty to handle. Then Magneton enters the field. It goes for Flash Cannon on Queso, but an Earthquake brings it down to its 30. And a follow-up waterfall seals the deal. Gallade. Alright, here we go. Sapphire versus Gallade. Let's do this. It was meant to be. Hold up. That's some smoke. Bro is coming in with the smoke. Oh, he almost killed Sapphire. Oh, snap. Bro went in for a moment. He was not playing. Wow, Wally. Almost got away with that. Dennis, you and your Pokemon too. Thank you for not holding back when you battled against us. For not holding back when you beat us. Gallade, everyone, thank you so much. Oh, I know. I'll give you this to keep. Ah, you gave me Dawnstone. That's sweet. If you have Mel Curlia as one of your partners, Dennis, I hope that you might use that Dawnstone on it for me. Well, what can I say? I couldn't beat you this time, Dennis, but I will stay here and continue training. Bless him. We made it to Pokemon League. Here is the team, y'all. So just pause the video if you're interested. So these are their stats. There you go. Trainer, believe in yourself and your Pokemon and go forth. Our first Elite Four member is Sydney, the Dark-type specialist. Sydney isn't really that difficult, unless you let your guard down. Since Fang has U-turn, a move that is super effective against Dark types, I chose him as my lead Pokemon. And Sydney led with his Mightyena. I went for U-turn and switched into Ludicolo since he has a lot of experience dealing with Mightyenas. Thanks, Archie. Hidakota got confused, but on the second turn he went for Rain Dance and followed up with a Scald, KOing the mighty Anna. Sydney then sent in his Absol, which I responded to by sending in my Crobat, who went for U-turn, doing a lot of damage, almost KOing the Absol. This gave me a chance to switch into Zip Zap Zop, who easily took the Psycho Cut from Absol. Sydney used a full restore, giving me an opening to Volt Switch out into Crobat again, so I could finish it off with a single U-turn. At this point, I wasn't sure if I was fighting Sydney or Archie, since the next Pokemon was yet another Sharpedo. Zip Zap Zop had rain on the field, so Thunder would always hit, meaning Sharpedo didn't last long. Shiftry was next, so Crobat was the play. I knew Shiftry had Fake Out, but thanks to Fang's Keen Eye ability, you could bypass the flinch and KO the Shiftry with a single U-turn. Oh, and the Kick turn too. GG, Sydney. Well, listen out to what this loser has to say. You've got what it takes to go a long way. Go on to the next room and challenge your next battle. With this warm-up battle out of the way, it was time to get serious, since in the next room was none other than Phoebe and her Ghost-type Pokemon. Ghost-type Pokemon only have two weaknesses, Dark and Ghost, and since I didn't have any of those typings, I knew I was going to struggle more than I did with Sydney. Phoebe led with Dusclops, while I sent in Fang. I knew Phoebe would try to annoy me with Confuse Ray, so I decided to do the same thing. Dusclops got confused. Fang got confused. We were all confused. Thankfully, I managed not to hit myself in confusion and used U-turn to switch into Lilith to set up Rain. Dusclops also managed not to hurt itself in confusion, but it did use Curse, cutting its own HP in half. I had to switch out since Curse was taking a toll on me, so I brought in Mizu, expecting a future sight from Dusclops. Sadly, Dusclops went for Confuse Ray instead, but Mizu stayed focused and took the Dusclops down with a Rain boosted Scald, putting us in the lead. She was about to send out her Dusknoir, which gave me the feeling it might have an electric type move, so I switched into Zip Zap Zop. Since Zip Zap Zop is faster than Dusknoir, I used a Volt Switch into Queso, expecting an Earthquake, but she actually went for Hex. A rain boosted Waterfall completely obliterated the Dusknoir. Thanks to Lilith's Damp Rock, the rain stayed on the field much longer, so when Sableye came in, I could take it out with a Thunder from Zip Zap Zop. The same went for the next Pokemon, Banette, which also got one-shotted by Zip Zap Zop. Oh, Zip Zap Zop is so goated. It's so goated. Our final Banette came out, but this was apparently the one that doesn't attack. So a Scald from Mizu end the battle. Just like that. Yep, I would like to see how far your bond will carry you. Go ahead, move on to the next room. She's so cheerful. Okay, Glacia. Uh-oh. From here on out, things were about to get tough, since Glacia and Drake are both strong trainers. Glacia has Pokemon that is really dangerous, and another one that I wasn't aware of at the time, but I will get to that later. For now, I had to lock in and focus. Glacia sent in Glalie, while I sent in Lilith, planning to get rid of our Hell and set up Rain. I thought I was faster, so I went for Scald first and then planned to use Rain Dance. Apparently, Glalie was faster and set up Hell. After that, it went for Crunch, which did almost nothing, while I set up Rain Dance. She responded with Light Screen, which is really bad, since my strong boosted water types moves wouldn't be able to one-shot. I went for Focus Miss, but of course, it missed. Then Glalie set up Hell again, while I connected my second Focus Badge, which did barely anything thanks to the Light Screen. I tried to stall out her Light Screen, and since she was healing with her Glalie, I switched into Queso and Mega Evolved. Eventually, after some time, Light Screen wore off, and Swampert finished off Glalie, though Hell was still active. Thanks to the Hell, she felt comfortable enough to send in Frost Slash, which benefits from it due to her Snow Cloak ability. Since Zip Zap Zop resists most of its attacks, I decided to switch into Magnezone. Frost Slash used Confuse Ray, knowing I could demolish it with a Flash Cannon. I hit myself in confusion, and on the next turn I broke out, but I missed Flash Cannon. This was going great so far. Frost Slash used Confuse Ray again, and of course, I hit myself once more. Finally, I managed to land Flash Cannon, but it set Hell up again before going down. Now came Glacia's Walrein, one of the scariest Pokemon on her team. It has Sheer Cold, a one-hit KO move, and since Walrein is very bulky, it can usually survive long enough to get at least one attempt off. I had to stay in with Zip Zap Zop and hope Thunder would take it out, but since Zip Zap Zop was half HP, I also had to hope it would survive if Walrein used something else. Oh man, oh no, I think Hell will kill this. I think Hell will kill. I think Hell will kill. I think Hell will. Zip Zap up. Zip Zap's up 1 HP. Like a champ, Zip Zap's up lived to see another day, and we could continue the battle. Sadly, we weren't out of the woods yet, as our second Frostlass came out. Seriously, another one? Mizu had the highest special defense, and with recover, I could buy some time to heal Zip Zap's up, since I really needed it for the fight. Mizu set up Rain Dance, forcing Frostlass to use Hell again, which gave me a safe switch into Zip Zap's up. Flash Cannon connected and took out Glacia's second Frostlass. Our last Pokemon was another Glalie. Thinking it might have Earthquake, I switched into Queso, but during the switch I realized it was still hailing, not raining. That meant I couldn't outspeed Glalie, and he had to take a hit. I went for Waterfall, and Glalie used... Let's see what it's gonna do. Freeze Dry. Alright, so what happened here? The move Freeze Dry is an ice type attack that's super effective against water types. Since Queso was already low on HP, it couldn't survive. I didn't know this Glalie had it, so it completely caught me off guard. That mistake cost me our third shiny and our starter Pokemon, which would have been a huge asset in the final battle. Honestly, that rattled me. I sent in Sapphire, who finished it off with 2 Psychics. The third Elite 4 member was defeated. Advance to the next room. There you will learn how fearsome the Pokemon League can truly be. Y'all know what freaking time it is. Y'all know what time it is. It's done. And the last Pokemon League, Elite 4, Drake, the Dragon Master. If you don't, you will never prevail over me. Don't worry, this won't take long. Go onwards, the champion is waiting. Oh yeah, the champion is indeed waiting. We got 5 months left. And after the death of Queso, they're ready to pull through. This is gonna be a really tough battle. Welcome, Dennis. I was hoping I would get to see you, make it here one day. What have you seen on your journey with your Pokemon? Traveling this rich land of Hoenn, has it awoken something inside you? I want you to come at me with it all that you've learned. My Pokemon and I will respond in turn with all that we know. Let it begin. Right, here we go. Here we freaking go. Steven needs to battle with his Skarmory, while I send in the Go. Zip Zap Zop. Steven starts laying spikes on the field, since Skarmory is protected by its sturdy ability. Zip Zap Zop goes for Volt Switch, bringing the Skarmory down to 1 HP. Because Skarmory is in red health, Steven will heal next turn, so I can switch into Fang, who can U-turn out to break it sturdy again, and go straight back into Zip Zap Zop. Skarmory is faster and managed to get a second layer of spikes before going down to Zip Zap Zop's Volt Switch. These layers of spikes make switching much harder and force me to be extra careful. His next Pokemon is going to be Cradily, since it's really good against Mizu, so Fang would have been the safe switch. I also want to bait Cradily into going for a rock type move. I kinda made a mistake here and sent in Lilith to get Rain on the field, but she got hit by Asian Power, which did a decent amount of damage. Cradily apparently had Sludge Bomb, dealing huge amounts of damage to Lilith, so Steven forced me to use my first and final full restore in the fight. Not that it really mattered, since Cradily hit me again with a super effective Sludge Bomb, bringing Lilith down to half health. I should have switched into Zip Zap Zop, but I stayed in and went for Ice Beam. Hey, I was in a moment, okay? Which did decent amount of damage. Grenader retaliated with a critical hit Sludge Bomb. Ah, and the lift goes down with a critical hit. Oh, man. Zip Zap Zop was up next and took down Credilli with a super effective flash cannon, evening the battle. Steven then sent in Aggron, which made me think of that Earthquake, so I switched into Mizu. Because of the spikes, Mizu took some damage, which prompted me to use Recover. Aggron went for Stone Edge, but it missed. Thanks to Lilith's Rain Dance and Dambrock, Rain was still active, and I hit Aggron with a Rain boosted Scald, bringing it down to its 30, while also snacking a lucky burn. Next, Aggron went for Stone Edge, but thanks to the burn, it did minimal damage, and Aggron went down. Claydol was next, and since the rain was still up, I felt comfortable staying in with Mizu. Steven caught on to my plan and set up Light Screen to reduce my special water type moves. I kept up the rain pressure and landed another Scald, burning Claydol. Because Claydol was low, Steven used his second full restore, which gave me an opening to set up Rain Dance again. While waiting out the Light Screen, I used Recover as Claydol kept attacking with Earth Power. After Light Screen faded, I went for a Skull, which was enough to take it out. Steven then set out Armaldo. Even though it's a rock bug type, Mizu had already taken down 2 Pokemon, so Armaldo wasn't going to make much of a difference. It went for X Scissor, dealing heavy damage, but it was taken out by a rain boosted Scald from Mizu. Steven had enough, I wanted to send in his ace, Metagross. With all the spikes up, I had no safe switch, and nobody wanted to switch into a Metagross. So I stayed in with Mizu. Oh, I'm getting excited, I'm getting so excited. Mega Metagross. Goes for Giga. Oh snap, oh snap, oh snap, oh snap, oh snap. While Metagross had to recharge, I switched into Fang and used a cheeky Confuse Ray. And then I U-turned into Zip Zap Zop, who resists most of Metagross attacks. Thankfully, Metagross hit itself in confusion, giving me a free switch. Steven went for another Giga Impact, which Zip Zap Zop resisted, but it still brought it in red health. I went for Hidden Power Dark, which I had specifically saved for this Metagross, dealing decent amount of damage and bringing it down into yellow health. Metagross had to recharge again, giving me the opportunity to go for another Hidden Power Dark, bringing it into the red. Everyone was on their last legs. I clicked Hidden Power and Metagross hit itself in confusion, thanks to Fang, killing the Metagross. A bit of an anticlimactic ending, but we did it. We defeated Pokemon Alpha Sapphire using only shiny Pokemon. We did it, y'all. These are the end credits, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy the video, leave a like and subscribe if you're new, because more content is coming your way. And hope I'll see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao.